Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Metrics, No Subject, No All Subjects channel. Shout out to my subscribers, and particularly Sean Breezy, who put forward this content by request. Him and Charisma, they be coming up with some good, and there's a couple other ones too. Some good content by request that will really help y'all. Sean Breezy wanted me to talk about the model, Draya Michele, 39 years old, pushing 40, pregnant by, 22-year-old NBA star Jalen Green for the Houston Rockets. Now listen, first of all, it's somewhat risky to even impregnate a woman of that age, but more than likely they'll be okay, being that he's 22. If they were both 39, it would be extremely risky. So that's the first thing. It's risky. Now, those women in their 30s are extremely fertile. Like, even into their 40s, you got to be careful. Like, somebody just, the guy from Shark Tank impregnated one of the ladies from Dancing with the Stars with twins, and she's 47. So you got to be careful. And like I predicted this, that a lot of women gonna be well into their 40s having babies by these young dudes. I said high 30s, 40s, they gonna be having babies by these young dudes. Because these young dudes ain't got no pull-out game weak. One reason probably because I don't know what Jalen Green been doing, but more than likely the way women are now, before he made it to the NBA, he probably wasn't getting a whole lot of action just because of how women are now. And if you don't got money like that per se, a lot of them won't even deal with you. They just superficial like that. And that's why guys with money, you should be making sure she on birth control and making sure you using protection. Especially with them 30-somethings. 40-somethings too, but them 30-somethings, man, they'll get pregnant if you sneeze and a little bit get in there. So you gotta be careful with that group. Now, it's important, like Sean Breezy wanted me to talk about this, and this is content by request. These women don't want to work, man. They looking for the bag, and she got it too. She gonna get that bag now. Because I'm sure Jalen Green, he might still be playing on his rookie contract, but the dude is balling. So he's gonna get an extension. Now, these young guys, I don't know who leading them, or maybe it's just they not listening, but his teammate is practically out of the league for messing with these chicks. And now him. Beware, he wanted me to call it beware of the Draya Michele type. What's that one? Was her name Melanie Monaco? They were hanging up under Gilbert Arenas and was mentioning how she wanted a family of her own. And it's obvious that she likes him. Hopefully, Gilbert Arenas. See, some of those dudes are older now, so it's like they're not gonna be so quick to buy into that stuff and to give in like these young dudes. That's why they targeting these young dudes now, like Jaylen Brown, Jalen Green, two Jalen, getting older women. I don't know if Jaylen Brown got his pregnant, but they messing with these older women, and it almost was Marcus Jordan. but allegedly he might have snapped out of it. It's allegedly that they broke up. But y'all gotta understand, these women, when you got money, you have to watch out for them for a number of ways. Draya Michele used her looks and her sexual abilities and capabilities to put that little stuff on Jalen Green. Now, look, he trying to crash. That was dumb. These women are superficial. You can't tell any of them. Some of you can't even tell your own wife how much money you got. Because she will run through it. And some of these women be like, okay, he got the money now. I'm about to get pregnant, or I'm about to leave him, or I'm about to do this, or I'm about to do that. You can lump all these, like the majority of these older women, into that category, except for like maybe some of the ones that already established themselves. You don't have to worry about that. But the ones that's still chasing that bag, them the ones that's gonna try to get pregnant, possibly set you up, lie on you to get a civil case. You gotta limit your dealings, and you gotta deal carefully with these women when you got money like that, especially when you young. When you young, you just gotta be careful, period. I would tell these young NBA, NFL, Major League, man, just stay in the house for the first 5 years. Make people come to your house. Do everything at your house with witnesses around. Be careful, because you gotta watch out for these, like the baseball player, what's his name, Trevor Bauer. I bet you she was telling him to choke her, but then when he didn't want her no more, now she, and it's probably the same thing with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors was doing some extra stuff, but if you know anything about these women like I do, you know that Jonathan Majors is not all the way guilty. That some of these women can hold that bag of guilt too. So those type, man, they whole mindset, and they ride around. You see them in the city. They ride around, them Draya Michele looking broad. You see them at Target. You see them at the mall. Like you see them just acting like they above everybody else, because what they doing is, I remember I had now check this out. I remember I had a delivery from Fleming's, the steak place. Let me see, ambulance go. I had a delivery from Fleming's. When I went in there, they was looking at me like, what is he doing here? And there was a bunch of Draya Michele looking type, light skin, nice features. Some of them look like they had work done. Some of them were with women, but some of them were with them little executive looking dudes. And they all were looking at me like, what is he doing in here? Because it's like, not that I was dressed like a bum, but I wasn't dressed to be in Fleming's. You know what I mean? We got a Fleming's right in Brooklyn, Brookfield Square. I'm thinking of the street. We got a street called Brooklyn. But Brookfield Square is right in there, like right kind of in the front. So they all looking at me and stuff, acting like they better. And you could just tell, like when I was in Texas, I learned that gold digger vibe. Like, it's a lot of gold digging chicks down there in Texas. Like, some of them ain't like that, but some of them was. And so it's like a certain vibe. And like, even one day I was in the airport And two of the stewardess and the two pilots, I was walking behind them, and they was giving off this strong money vibe. Like to me, the guys was the one with the money, and the stewardess was gold diggers. They thought they was all that. And I'm looking at them like, wow. So you got to be able to spot these type, man, and just be careful with them all together. If a woman is implying about how much money you make, you got to be careful with her anyway. I think if they don't watch sports, I wouldn't tell her anything. Like, you basketball player, football player, you take a woman out and she say, well, I don't watch sports. Don't even tell her you in sport. Before you tell her, and that's why you gotta have, like I tell y'all, you can't always be in your best. You gotta throw these chicks off sometime. Like, get you like a CTS or something, like a 2013. Don't always pull up in the Maybach or the Bentleys and all that. You guys, y'all play sports, man. Go get you a used. Go to the other side of town and get you a used car, like a 2014 CTS or get you like a 2012 Escalade or something, and just fix it on. Don't fix it on. Don't put all the rims and stuff on it, but just make sure everything underneath tight, and just use that for your dates. Like when you meeting chicks and stuff like that, drive that for the first several months. If she say, I don't watch sports, don't even tell her you in sports. If she get mad when she find out, so what? Why are y'all scared for women not to want you? Why are you scared for women not to want to deal with you no more? They just women. The Most High created them for our amusement and for our pleasure and fun. So, but it's not fun if you got to give all of your hard-earned money to them. You got to protect your bag. You got to put that seal on your bag so they can't get to it. Put your bag in your own personal safe. And externally, that's your mind. Your mind, you got that money, your mind should be like a safe. You ain't gonna let nobody know your combination. So why is y'all telling these women, oh yeah, you know, I'm still on my rookie contract, you know, but I'm about to get 150, 200 million. Man, you think she gonna break up with you even if she don't like you? She'll be telling her girls, they'll be slapping fire. I don't really like him, but I'm gonna make myself like him. Cause he got that bag. You should never, under any circumstances, flaunt your wealth. I would say these dudes are not godly men. If you're not a godly man, I would tell you to become one before it's too late. But man, you trying to have a relationship with these chicks, you could be paying up front for you what you want, making her sign a what they call it, an NDA. That's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Non-disclosure agreement. When you got a non-disclosure agreement, it's gonna be a little harder for her to get to your money. And you agree with her up front, look, this is what I'm gonna pay you. These guys be wasting hundreds of millions for something they could have got for $600 or $700, $1,000, $2,000. Zion paid $100,000 to that woman. The woman that everybody done had. And this is what y'all don't realize. When they be in porn, people was getting them before they got in porn. Y'all, that's what y'all don't realize. I know some of us got bigger penises. I get all that. But it's not even about the physicality. It's about the mental stuff. What happens to a woman mentally when she messing with all those guys, looking up in 10 dudes' face that she sucking off. She not gonna be worth a damn in a relationship. She looking up. All them dudes' face. That's gonna do something to her. It's the mental, it's the psychological aspect why those of us who know and understand the ramifications of body count, it's that more than it is the physical stuff. The physical stuff is a small part because some women snap back, they tighten back up easy. So it's not always the physical stuff, it's the psychological. And then sometimes a woman can have 15 bodies, but you might be the biggest one. So it's not always the physical stuff, but it's always the mental stuff and the psychological stuff, always. So you have to watch out for that age group, because that age group is losing energy by the day. They ain't gonna want to work, and they figure they just put in a little work in the bedroom and try to get you hooked, licking all on your balls and sucking you off and letting you stick it in their butt and all that nasty stuff. But to get you hooked and to keep you around, and then they be acting all sweet, packing up food for your road trip. She ain't, Jalen, if you listening, I know some of y'all be watching. I know y'all do. I can tell by y'all comments that some of these people in these no-face accounts are significant. But if you do be watching me, man, I'm going to tell you, man, you done messed up, man. Don't do it again. Make this your only one for a while. An NBA guy really should do what Derek Jeter did. I don't think he had no kids or nothing during his career, during his playing day. If you think about it, I'm pushing 50, but I got enough energy if I wanted to deal with a kid. Man, wait till your career is over to do that, man. Make your money, man. He could have a 10-year career, make about $200 million, save the majority of it, put up for your bills, have $50 million just for your bills. And then when you hit 34, 35, you still is a young age, man. Do the family stuff, have the kids then. I hate when I come over here and these police over here. They don't really bother me, but you never know when they're gonna be bored. So just do it then. And just like Anthony Edwards, man, if you was gonna get an abortion, you might as well have just shot on the sheets. That's how you know some of these dudes just ain't got no pull-out game. They don't want the kids, but they still getting them pregnant. Man, let me help you out, man. I'm not saying that I'm more experienced sexually than probably y'all, but I'm saying that I'm more experienced sexually than probably y'all. When you know you getting close to busting and feel like soon you gonna bust, man, flip her over. They should not be on top. Cause they're gonna try to take all of that fluid. You should be on top. You should bust from the missionary or from the back. But I guarantee you a lot of these women, other than the guys that's trying to get them pregnant, they get pregnant when they be on top, because they not going to just get up off you, especially if they trying to get pregnant. So, flip her over, man, so you can just pull right out. Because when you bust off in there, you can expect to have kids. That it's almost like you're doing it intentionally. What you think gonna happen? Your best bet is to keep up with that period too. Especially with them 30-something like Draya Michele. Like he said, beware of those type. They be knowing they cycle. She probably knew her cycle all along. Probably called him over there when she was ovulating, knowing he was gonna bust in there. So y'all dudes better start keeping up with these cycles. And if you gonna go unprotected before they start ovulating. Like maybe like that week right after the period, or even the day after. But you still got to be careful even then, because you just never know. When that thick white stuff be coming out, that's when she gonna get pregnant. When that smell change, it's a certain smell. That's when you better start pulling out. Like when that thick white fluid and the smell, it's a slight smell change. That's when they be ovulating. And when you better beware. It's only like 5 or 6 days during the month a woman can get pregnant. And I just gave you game what to look out for. You know you've been smashing a woman all month. It'd be certain days and that fluid be thick and it'd be a different, she have a different smell. Other than the discharge, she got STDs and stuff. And y'all dudes better start turning them lights on too, speaking of that. And they start getting wet, be like, hold on, let me just look at you. If she got like green stuff coming out, be like, you know what? I'm catching the crap. Think of something. And change your mind. Be like, hold on, let me just look at you for a second. And you start feeling it getting real moist, especially if it's thick on your hands. Be like, hold on, let me just look at you for a second. Turn that light on. She got that green stuff coming out. You know she got some. That's why y'all can't. See, I'm not trying to be nasty, but I'm trying to help you young guy. And even probably some of you older guys. That's why you can't eat everybody. Nowadays, you can't eat hardly anybody. You better mess your throat up. What is that on my nose? Better mess your throat up. But I hope that helps, man. Y'all, he's right, man. You gotta beware. If y'all got one of them women, especially if she already got kids, that stuff gonna be moist. Because her body is like, okay, is it time for another kid? You better pull up out of there. And y'all, listen, man, y'all, it is a slight difference without a condom. But if her stuff is the stuff, I'm trying to keep PG-13, then you gonna feel it through that condom. Man, in the 90s, we was using condom. Y'all know I ain't started having kids till I got with the wife. But I ain't when I started having sex. I was pulling out. I was using condoms. I mean, you know how some women tried to say this. But I ain't started having no kids till then. It wasn't a major difference in how it felt. It wasn't. I had girls that they always made me wear it. I had girls that never made me wear it. And some women can't, either it be the days or they just can't get pregnant. But you gotta assume that they all can get pregnant. Anyway, gotta be careful with them, man. They fertile. They fertile, man. You know how they call it fertilizer? You put them seeds on that grass and you water it, and the grass just grow to the point where it's like an even amount of grass, or close to even, where when you cut it, now it's gonna be looking good. The Most High set the world up like that, man. Seed time and harvest. Everything produces after the seed that's in it. So you gotta be careful when you plant them seeds, because that sperm got water in it. So it's the whole package going to that egg. The water, the seed. To make sure that it fertilizes. But the world is different now. You shouldn't be trying to fertilize. If you ain't married, now I can see, okay, let's say you got your money together. You ain't got no kid. You like her, you think she decent enough where you say, even if we break up, I'll have some kids with her. That's different. You got $500,000 in the bank or some stuff. You live in a town that's relatively cheap. That's different than a dude that's making $12 an hour, $15 an hour, $17 an hour. You going around getting these women pregnant, you ain't gonna have no money. That's why these dudes be committing crimes. You be putting yourself in these situations. Every step of the way as a man, we gotta be making the right decision. Elementary school, do what you gotta do, get out of there. Middle school, do what you gotta do, get out of there. High school, definitely do what you gotta do, get out of there. You gotta get that high school diploma. Even if you don't like school, you gotta get that high school diploma. You gotta get a driver's license. Don't mess your driving record up. Get you a driver's license, get your diploma. You do those two things, it's almost impossible for you not to have any money at all. Because you can do DoorDash, you can do Lyft. You get a driver's license, a high school diploma. You really don't even need, I don't believe, a high school diploma to do gig work. And there's people out there that make more than people on job. It just depends on where you at. So, every step of the way, handle your business. Don't be You 16, 17, 18, 19. Don't be trying to have no kids and you ain't got no cash. Then you're going to be trying to bust moves and you're going to end up in prison. Because you don't ring doorbells, people watching. Sometimes people get bored and they just be looking out their window like. Just looking. And you come trying to bust a move. They done saw you. Now you in jail, not listening to the correctional officer, trying to go back and forth with him because you did something dumb. That's what they do. When you could have elementary, middle, high school, I missed so many days. I was looking at my high school transcript not too long ago. I said, man, look, I wasn't going to school, but I still had the grades. I wasn't going to school and my grades were still higher than most of them. That's why they put me in PhD. I was looking at that like, yeah, that's why they did that. You can get a 2.5, 2.8, almost 3-point average, missing 10, 15, 20 days of school. Not even at school. I'm like, man, what was I doing? I probably was just at home, sleep. Now, I know some of them classes I was leaving early. And luckily, I was smart enough to finish that up. Then I got to college. I'm going to class, but I'm playing. Like, our lunch used to be so much food. And I had this thing where I fall asleep off of chicken. That's been going on for a while. Since probably my college day or before that. And I eat chicken, I get sleepy. So, we used to have these big old, like almost like a fried rotisserie breast with a wing connected to it. And like, we had that like almost every week, every other week. And then my classes in the afternoon, I'd be in there like, and so I started getting bad grades in those classes. So I said, you know what? I got to figure out a way to stay woke. So I didn't always get it. I started getting the sandwiches. Like in our cafeteria, you can get the hot stuff or you can get the cold, the sandwich and chip. So sometimes I start getting the sandwich a little more so I can be woke in class. Or I will say, well, I ain't gonna get the chicken. I will take one of the other things. That's the adjustment you have to make. You gotta make adjustments to make your life better, man. You can't just keep doing the wrong thing and expecting wrong not to come to you. It's gonna come. Just like if you work all these years but you're not saving money, you impulsing your money away. If you gamble, you gamble. But you shouldn't be gambling all your money. You shouldn't be playing even a large percentage of it. It's all right for you to say, well, I'm finna try to come up on that. Decisions. And when you're dealing with the Draya Michelles, you still got decisions. You know, if you don't wear no condom, she just riding, she on top of your stuff, moving around, contorting her body all these different ways, suction cup feel, moist, hot, chest jiggling all in your face. You still got a decision to make. Pick her butt up, set her aside. Why you do that? I'd rather you see you, him, and me then on the sheets. I'm tired of washing these sheets. Sure you are. You know he got that Mercedes outside. You trying to get 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 a month. And they'll waste that. This is what she'll do. He'll get her pregnant. She'll have a baby. Now she flirting around with new crop of talent. Other NBA dudes, his teammates even maybe. And so now, that's what happened with Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner, didn't she have like 2 kids with him? Or is it 1? When he woke up, she just couldn't take it. But she getting paid from him though. Why would this? Do y'all know how hard it is to make it to the pros? I mean, I play sports, and the majority of people who play sports don't even get scouted. Now, I got scouted a little. I just was in the right place at the right time. Right around when the old USFL and different stuff. And people was getting scouted. But, man, it's so hard to do. You not only got to beat out your own teammates, you got to beat out the players from all the other teams in the whole country. You got to make it like you better than all of them to get them millions. And if you don't get drafted, you got to go in there and be better than that. It's hard, man. Pause. You know what I mean. And these dudes make it to there. Then they get attention from these women. They knocking them down. And they busting in them. Man, bust on her face. Sorry, Most High. Somewhere else. And that little ball stuck. I know she ain't got no hair. She too modern. These modern women don't be having no hair like that. The majority of them. That's one reason why they be catching all these STDs. But who keeps the score? They'll figure it out eventually. I was just like a lot of these other dudes, but I never had gonorrhea, chlamydia, or any of that stuff. Maybe, just maybe it's because most of the women back then had a patch of hair. The hair, it get caught in the hair, then they just wash it right off of themselves. But when you just skin, that get down in them pores, them hair follicles, yeah, and you got it. Just like if a dude ain't got the cut, we'll just call it. It's gonna all be trapped right around that little extra skin that should have been clipped. All the STD gonna be right there. And when he getting this sauce out, that's gonna be coming out right with his sauce. But anyway, let me get going. Try to get some, man. Get some activity, yeah. What time is it? Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. Probably do one more video today. This is The Truth Man.